you get kicked in the fucking face.
In the next bubble screen over here, let's throw curls.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys?
Bears Hour Live.
The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies.
Tape never lies.
Starts now.
32 is the identity.
We were kind of stuck in neutral, and I thought it was a good idea to hand the play calling over to Bill Lazor.
Loses the football, strip sack, and a take.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft dots in the smartest man alive. Yo, Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talk and the smartest man alive. Ran up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts by shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but our buckets are sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened, to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double T's like 96 Akeem Hicks. You can tell the shit matters. The fair love can be felt. Critical of Nagy cause the talent he's been dealt. As our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time, just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion about what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, so expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Hour Live.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears
I don't think we're that much worse.
The myth, the red legend, Dr. Phil Ocean.
Because teams realize, hey, we gotta stop Mack.
When you put that much into it, you don't let that. And the guy next to you says, "You son of a bitch, you better block." That's what happens. That's when you have a real good team.
And let's get it on.
This is Bears Hour Live.
BHL is back with a W. Week 4, Chicago versus Detroit. Getting that second win of the season with Mr. Fields at quarterback. We saw a little bit different offense today. I think that was evident from Jump Street. Nobody should be surprised there. The clown lost the clipboard. Sounds like a t-shirt maybe. But anyways, yeah, it's big win. I think get that confidence going up. Still plenty of questions along this defense. If you ask me, I know we're going to get into that. Justin Fields, you saw why the Bears went up to get him. He made some special throws. Yeah, we're going to see some hiccups along the way. We will address those also. Big thing coming out of today is obviously injuries. Akeem Hicks went out first play, calling it a groin injury. David Montgomery, that was a bad one. I don't think we really know exactly what it is other than a knee right now. I know there's people in the chat wondering, but for them not to replay it on the live feed and for them to say how gruesome it was says a lot. I mean, he instantly ripped his helmet off, and you could see the tears flowing down his face. And I know I talked a little bit to Phil about it earlier. Just don't get excited because you saw him walking it off. Lots of knee injuries, you can walk. It's the lateral movement. Walking in a straight line is not fine, and they actually like you to do that. So, but we'll see. We'll see, what happens. Damien Williams, he got nicked up there too towards the end. So yeah, I think you're going to see some running back movement here early this week for the Chicago Bears. But this whole entire process today had a different feel, different play caller, the future, number one, at quarterback, making plays that we aren't really used to from that position. Some of those throws were very impressive. But let's get into this. Let's start rolling. Week 4, Bears 24, Lions 14. I know DDP's got some sweat beads rolling down his forehead because he's ready to rip some Cole Kmet ass, I think, here at this point. But DDP, do your thing, kid.
What's up, Shane? Yes, new look Bears today because clearly, evidently, they listen to this network. It's as simple as that. If you don't like it, go home or go watch another network talking about tiddlywinks and PFF rankings. Because at the end of the day, it was very evident that Bill Lazor took over play calling and clearly made the identity the well of your offense. That was feeding everything in regards to this guy and what they want to do. Run the ball, help Justin Fields. That's what you do as a head coach. Again, it's Matt Nagy can't just come out and be honest. I have a hell of a lot more respect for somebody that says, listen, I'm handing the play calls over to Bill. I got to be better. I got to make sure I'm the head coach of this football team. There's a fumble in this game. He's too worried about plays. He can't challenge. There at the end, the Lions lying. There's a guy off sides and you call timeout. Well, the Lions did it again on the second time. Me and Claudia were dying. I'm going crazy. Snap the ball. The guy's lined up in the neutral zone. They don't. They call timeout. The Lions do it again. End of the game. But the reality is, this is a story about Justin Fields. How do you get the most out of your talent? You build around what they do and can do well. Just think about this for a second. Real quick. If you are just surprised as you are in a presser, because that's all we're going to know, that, wow, Justin's really picking this stuff up now that we're giving him opportunities and reps with the ones. And you're getting surprised by all of this that he can handle. It's up to you. It's your responsibility to understand that the Cleveland Browns have great edge rushers. And thus you come out there with this game plan and you win that game as well because of your defense and your running game. The identity is number 32. And let me just say this. I know for a fact there was a lot of blog boys folding up their little fucking laptops today because their narrative couldn't be written about Khalil Mack and couldn't be written about David Montgomery. And it's only in my prayers that David is okay. It's only in all of our prayers because that young man plays with the heart and the passion of every goddamn person that's ever wished they could have made it to the NFL. He carries that weight, that burden every time he touches the football. So if it's Sam Mustipher fucking up, or if it's Cole Kmet not firing out and having pride in his blocks, then it's David Montgomery doing everything in his human body to sacrifice for the fans, for the Chicago Bears, and for this football team. He is the identity. I pray all of my soul of football love that David comes out of this and it's something smaller. It's something smaller. It looked worse than it was. But David, I speak to you now. If you're watching or you somehow get to see this, you left it all on the field. You played to win. The passion, the desire, what I teach my own son was out there today. And don't get it twisted. Number 32, he's the reason you won that football game today because he got the tone set. And I say that in real talk because real passion comes from this network. Real truth comes from this network. And if you read any of what I posted, it was like somebody read it verbatim and put it into game plans. And they went out there and did what they should do. Beat a team that's lesser than them. Last point in my rant. You know, football is like life. It's a game of inches. It's pride. It's passion. It's preparation. It is the ultimate team game. It just so happens every single solitary time in my life that the Chicago Bears are playing good offensive football, there becomes a letdown in the secondary of the Chicago Bears. It is time, Deion Bush. It is time, Eddie Jackson. It is time, defensive secondary, to take that same pride that David Montgomery is giving and have that stream down the whole roster, Eddie. Take it upon yourself to apologize and say tackling is going to be my number one priority because I want to be the best Eddie Jackson in the universe. That's to you, because there is a defensive championship roster being put out there. The pressure they put on is every game. Robert Quinn, Blog Boys, he's good. Khalil Mack, he's dominant. And that is how you will win and you will beat your division and get to the playoffs. That, Shane, is my rant. That is my rant. Here we go. Shaney Marsaw is back. I don't know. His mic is muted. I don't know why.
I didn't mute it. They said the host muted it. So I thought you were worried about me jumping in or something.
No. There was all this noise, but apparently it was.
I think it was Jackal's dog.
I got emotional there because I just feel so fucking.
Oh, I get it, man.
It's like that empty feeling because, you got to win, but you lost the identity possibly of your football team. And probably, with every fucking run, with every time he touches the ball, it's almost equivalent to Devin Hester in that energy. Like, oh my God, he's going to break it again. He's going to do it again. Listen, we only get one life, Shane. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. Anybody questioning TTNL, please go somewhere else. Smash the like button. Please share it with people. But the reality is, Bill Lazor was clearly calling plays and taking over because he had a plan. He absolutely said, Phil, Shane, George, Austin Carter Sanders, Coach and Toshin, you're 100% right. You guys are 100. We got to get these tight ends in here, block down, get up onto this, establish that run and help. What happens? Those linebackers start cheating up. Corners get put on islands, and Justin Fields did his thing. And Darnell Mooney, you want to talk about big-time players stepping up at big-time moments? This is the Darnell Mooney moment for Claudio and the crew because Darnell is catching the goddamn football with coverage. And you know what that does, Shane? That puts a competition between number 12 now. Oh, yeah. I want the ball. I'm going to focus on the football and make some
guess
plays.
Who showed up back to Twitter today? Brandon Parker, his agent.
Oh, of course.
Put some respect on that guy's name.
Of course he shows up. New look, Bears Hour Live. I'm loving it here. We got to have to pull that thing down so we could make sure if you're not a patron, the tapeneverlies.com, become a patron. Look at that right there. We'll make sure Ron moves it up about 3.5.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Bears presser, but on chicagobears.com, it's up, but it's only via Twitter and Facebook. And I had it on YouTube, and now they took it back down. So I'm trying to.
You would think after a win, they'd want to be making sure that they got it right. Got to have those prayers up for David Montgomery, as I said. But let's talk about this. You saw the I formation come into play. Yeah. You saw the 2 and 3 tight ends. You saw the counter plays come into play. You saw David Montgomery become the focal part of your offense, and thus you were able to be aggressive down the football field, Shane. And listen, we were live at halftime. The tip pass you hated. because right there, 3rd and 2, you're
Yeah,
at midfield.
I just don't think he needed to change his launch angle at that point. I mean, I understand some of the thought process, but I mean, it's not like he's not Rex Grossman back there, that's
Right.
limited in height.
6'4".
Yeah. So, but no, man, I think there's many more positives to take out of this game, Phil, and I think it's important because you see this pass rush getting cranked up, and I don't want to get into the bear up and bear downs because we're going to be doing that on Wednesday, but
former Bear Eric Kramer
will
be joining us this Wednesday night on Keeping It 100. So Eric Kramer will be with us.
Travis Gibson, you're starting to see the reason that Ryan Pace gave up a future 4th to move up into the 5th to secure this kid, because he's getting it. I mean, you can see
Bears though. The ball gets knocked out, bounces right up to a only the Bears. I've never seen that in my life on a grass field.
The nickels on the snap that Goff wasn't ready for, that's something that usually happens to the Bears.
Us, yes.
You're getting ready to punch one in, and but no, big game by Travis, man. He flashed more than once. He got home. He got home the one time. Mario Edwards, not his best day at the office at first glance, but it was good to see Eddie Goldman back in there a couple of times. You could see Blackson as a guy. I mean, you saw him make a couple
hustling,
but man, he got gas, and I mean, he started chest bumping dudes out there, and I'm like, I can't do that, man. You gotta tap out or get a fresh body in there.
He's crawling on the ground on that 4th and 1 to make a play, though. I love that. If you're just tuning in, yes, Bill Lazor called plays today, guys.
It was not Matt Nagy.
Really, we've told you this on Wednesday, but I can verify that Bill Lazor called play. That's the only thing that I feel like, again, Matt Nagy's tomfoolery. It's like, just be a head coach. I think everybody and their brother would have a hell of a lot more respect for you if you just came out and said, I'm giving the play. I got to be better. I got to do better. And I got to be a part of this football team moving forward, because they're a reflection of me. So I'm going to give the play calls over to Bill. And then every fan, there's going to be trolls. Double A and his crew are always trolling. So there'll be trolls, right? But the reality is, to people that really understand the game of football, the head coach is responsible for everybody. So you're going to be involved in the game plan. You're going to be involved in situations, but you're just not, lost in it. You're not lost in situations when, hey, it's 3rd and 2. Let's go empty. No, get under center. That's another thing, Shane. What would I talk about? Get the young passer under center, let him be comfortable, get his feet under him, and you'll see the fundamental techniques. Austin Carter Samuel, if you didn't see that show on Friday, go over there to TNL. That was
impressive.
Stuff.
Yeah, it was. It really
was phenomenal stuff coming out of this network. It really is a showcase of what it is when the truth is shown through tape and not some fucking Dan Orlovsky or whoever you want to throw in there from the Chicago media, because I know they don't like me. Well, most of them don't like me. The ones that are obviously fraudulent don't like me because I call them out. It's like, come on. If you're speaking of troll sports mockery, saying saw good and bad of Fields today, what are you talking about? Holding the ball too long? I thought he had a tremendous game today. You talk about growth in 1 week's time. It's really, really evident. Jay Sanders, I like Jesse James over Komet. So do I. I said to Shane, finally on that big run by Damien Williams, you saw Cole Komet finish a block. He actually pancakes his guy. So all I want to see, I can't tolerate falling fucking down. You're 6'6", 275 pounds. Make a fucking play. Stay on your feet and catch the football. Now, the one in the end zone, this is the other issue I have with Cole Komet. I'll say to Shane, you could debate it. You fucking throw your hands up in the fucking air and you become a freaking poster child for see right there, he's jogging off like he's a fucking kid who dropped his broccoli on the ground and doesn't want his mom to know. You gotta fucking yell, scream, and get the attention. That was definite holding, impeding, interference. I don't give a fuck if the ball's 30 yards. There's a hold. There's a hold of the jersey.
Did you see your head coach on that? Yeah.
He was yelling finally, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're seeing some because he's not in the playbook.
Yeah, he didn't have to plan the next
exactly
shovel pass on whatever it was.
Oh my God. Did you
But that was compliments of
shovel
Gregory Braggs in the
Greg
stands.
Braggs.
That's why
a great job.
The video was so grainy because of his Motorola Razr fucking flip phone.
Our boy Greg Braggs in the stands giving us some video. Listen, I love the guy. He does a tremendous job giving you footage from angles. He's always capturing the moment. Even his biggest hater has to give Greg that credit. I look at this, though, right there with Cole Kmet. I just think now you got to grow up a lot more. You got to be better. You got to make plays for your team. Other tight ends in their second, third years are playing to the level of, consistency.
Here's a little
Every
update.
Play needs to be able to have.
Little update from Pro Football Doc reviewing. He reviews the video, so I mean, you gotta still take this with a grain of salt. I know a lot of people don't care for the doc. He's got some, let's just call it a checkered past. But by limited video, my worry is for left knee MCL sprain.
Listen, MCL, I'll take.
Yeah, if they get out of that with just an MCL,
that could be a 3-4 week recovery time.
Yeah,
I've seen Wayne Krebeck came back on a torn MCL at Hofstra in 3 weeks. I couldn't believe it. So that was 1990. So
you tend to see that in college a little bit more when guys are fighting for their lives. And
yeah, that's true. But this David is built a different.
Oh no, I know.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna want to get.
It's not David's call though. Phil is my point. They're not.
His agent's gonna step in and try to tell him, or the Bears.
Both. They're not gonna put him out there unless he's, especially at that position. They're not gonna rush him back if he's not able to. I mean, just his playing style alone. I mean, he's carrying 3, 4, and 5 guys, and
oh my God, the way he ran today. I mean,
it's impressive.
It truly got me emotional because I don't know. Like, I remember, coaching on the sideline, you see kids grow up and they're playing to the potential you always believed they could. And you just, I don't know, when you care, you see it. I just know when a player freaking cares so much so that he's going to win no matter what, you got to pull for those guys. Where's Cohen? Cohen is on IR. He is not going to be ready.
I wouldn't be planning on Tariq anytime soon.
Brendan Wesley wanted to know where Cohen is.
He's probably at the donut shop.
Cohen is definitely celebrating in
he looks like he's put on, I don't know if I wouldn't exactly call it good weight. I know he's had, and listen, all bullshit aside, Tariq's had a rough off season with losing his twin brother in such a horrific, set of events. So I feel for him there, but I just, guys that are that compact and that, I don't want to say he's fidgety, but he's, he'd be considered like a water bug runner. You know what I mean? Stop and go is a big part of their game. And when you take that ability or decrease it with 2 knee surgeries, 2 knee procedures.
Yeah.
And he got paid. So Tariq's not coming back until Tariq is 110%.
Listen, you got to give it up. First glance, the offensive line firing off the ball. Obviously, there's some issues in regards to Sam Mustipher still.
A couple of them are Phil. I just don't.
I just don't. I don't get it either. I don't know what tape they're watching. I don't know. Like when you're overwhelmed physically, then you know there's a problem. Like especially at center, especially there. You can't allow that stuff to get you way off balance in regards to what it is you could do offensively because he's getting blown up. So the Jenkins stuff. What's the rule in regards to that, Shane, in regards to Borum and Jenkins, both placed on IR? Is that a 6-week thing or you have to step away? Okay, so I believe it's 6 weeks when they're placed on IR, but because of COVID, some of the rules to this situation have changed. So once I get somebody looking this up, then one of these producers that are in the background, look up placed on IR. I believe it's 6 weeks, but I could be wrong. And that's where we'll go from that. Mustafer's not smart enough. I don't know if it's smart enough.
I think honestly, you spelled strong wrong. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I definitely no. He says it at the end. So,
is smart enough, not strong enough, right?
Yes, he did. So yeah, I agree. He understands the game, but he lacks the NFL physicality. It doesn't mean he can't get there. Every time I watch the tape, as you can see, he's not being able to play at the level you want him to play at. 3 weeks for IR, 6 weeks for PUP.
Right. So yeah, the physically unable to perform. Like you saw Danny Trevathan entered his 3-week window this week where he can come back and test it. And
Ryan Cox makes a great point here that I don't want to miss. You guys are doing amazing today. We're waiting on Coach Nagy. Obviously, Club Dub is in full scale, according to Brad Biggs. So, listen, Mustafer continues to be a problem. I agree there, Cox. He's turning and trying to help too quickly when these stunt games are going. So this delay stuff, you saw Justin get destroyed by that defensive back in the first half, coming from the backside, hangs on to the football, but he took a big time shot right there. The other thing is, Sam needs to be better in the run game. Obviously, Berlissimo, our producer here, he's in the chat. He will cut all this stuff up right there. Mustafer will be on the bench, play bars. I agree. You got to get some more stout, some power at the point of attack. Berlissimo will cut this tape. I'll make sure I get that out Thursday. The Tape Never Lies series. Obviously, if you're not a patron, you need to become one. Right there, thetapeneverlies.com. Pull the little, there you go, tapeneverlies.com. You'll get the pop-up shows, X's with the O's. This weekend, we broke down the defense. Austin Carter-Samuels came on. He broke down so eloquently Justin Fields and Matt Nagy's issues. It's almost to the extent where they watched what we were saying and they changed up and did exactly what you do to help a young quarterback, especially the future of your franchise. You attack downhill with the run game. You get into the offset I formation, 2 tight ends, power formations. Yes, there were some situations, Shane, that I didn't like where they went and right after the first down, they go into shotgun on the very next. Everybody knows you're throwing now. You just worked twice, 3 times out of strong personnel and you moved the chains, right? And then the very next play, you're in shotgun and everybody knows you're throwing. This is the stuff you got to self-scout and look at yourself and say, hey, we're running really good out of 2 tight ends and a wing with a receiver out to our left. We're going to flip that. We're going to run action off of that. We're going to make them think and bite down and run screens off of that stuff. You got to be able to understand what you are doing well and counter that. Even today, with their run success, they had their moments where they get into predictable situations and formations and tell the defense and make it harder on your quarterback as well, because they're just getting a free run at Justin. And you really really get disappointed in that. I mean, that's
it seems
just
like a
on
lot
the
of times
first
when they're
look.
rolling this kid out, they're rolling him to the short side
Yeah,
a lot, which I just,
exactly.
and that's compressing everything even more. But Phil, we
I
got
like the way they finished the game too.
yeah.
Damien Williams running hard. Shane, you said he might have got dinged up as well.
Oh, he definitely did. He definitely tweaked his knee and he asked out. That's why you saw Herbert in there. I noticed it immediately because he put both hands down into the ground. Kind of, you could see the fuck, I'm blowing a huge opportunity for myself. And then he got up and he limped a couple of times. And then he looked to the sideline. Herbert came in and finished out the game.
Make sure you're following The Tape Never Lies on Twitter. I don't do Twitter, but Shane controls our Twitter. Give them a follow. Give Shane a follow on Twitter and Bearlissimo a follow on Twitter. This will keep you updated of when we're going live, when the shows are, and what is going on with the tape analysis. Also, smash the fucking like button. There's over 1,037 people right now live. Smash. You got one job to do. Don't be a naggy. Now there's 1,044. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. We'll see how many likes we get now. I'll just pause and shut up until we get enough likes. Then I'm joking. I'm not going to do that. Just smash the like button. Smash it. Again, we get views. We're live on Twitter. We're live, Shane, on our Twitch channel as well, right? We got a Twitch.
We do. Yeah, we've always had it. It doesn't get a lot of, I don't want to say exposure, but
we need to step up our Twitch game.
Absolutely.
I don't know any. And real quick, I'm looking, if you're a TikTok person, like TikTok, I'm looking for that person to become the TTNL TikTok extraordinaire. So if you're good at TikTok, reach out to me personally at Phil_Otoshin on Instagram. Let me put our names up there because on this brand, we don't have it. So we go to the bottom and we display our names, and they should have popped up, but they don't. I don't know why they don't, but it sucks. They're probably behind. But anyway, at Phil_Otoshin. Maybe Jack will print that, make it scroll. Follow me if you're a TikToker. Anyway, I'll stick to football when I fucking want to stick to football. Please, let me direct the ship. You just sit there and listen. That's your job. I don't give a shit. Go watch another show. The football game is this, Shane. David Montgomery gets injured. Now we get to the point where other people have to step up. Are you concerned about Akeem Hicks?
Yeah.
Are you concerned?
Yeah. I mean, for you to go out the first play of the game and they showed him on the sidelines, man, he was pissed. These guys know when it's a ding or if it's something serious.
Right.
And they weren't very long ruling him out. And when you're as big of a human being as Akeem Hicks is, and you have a groin issue, I mean, that's a big fucking groin. I know Cherie loves hearing that, but Jesus, Cherie.
That gets scary out there. That gets scary.
But that's the type of business decisions that you have to make in this fucking chess game. There's a reason that the Bears haven't paid Akeem Hicks yet. It's for reasons like this. You can dismiss it and say that it doesn't matter, but when you're a guy that's getting up in there in years and you've been hurt and you have a long injury history, you're going to say, all right, go out there. I'll pay you after you don't get hurt. Right. And then that's why you saw Akeem Hicks come out and say, well, I want to finish my career here. He wants the money now to guarantee himself and to get get more security.
And especially at his
business
age.
part. Exactly. And that's
exactly. It's very true, Shane.
Yeah.
As 4,000 clovers is saying, this guy is such a great football player. I mean, some of the things George, my father, and I were watching Akeem Hicks do on tape on Saturday, it's unbelievable. So you hope that he becomes motivated by the reality of his, injury and be wanting that contract will get him healthier sooner. But to your point, I think it's clear you even
G Station 7. It's TTNL Network. It's way out there. I know, but yeah.
TTNL Network on Twitch. TTN. Look at Barrelissimo is putting it in the chat for you.
Look at that. Thank you.
This guy's on top of it.
Jackal just got fired for a guy in London.
Listen, the other thing I want to talk about is Alec Ogletree. Here's a guy. We got the coach.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good feed. Looks pretty choppy. Caden, what is that on? Is it on YouTube? Yes, no, we don't.
I don't know. Pause. There's silence.
Our offensive unit with that offensive line, the tight ends, running backs, Justin, wide receivers, all in all, from the start, they did it the first 2 drives, got a nice little lead, let our defense play. I thought we talked about let's have all 3 phases come out. Let's play together. Let's fight. Let's be tough. That's what we're about, and responding to adversity. They did that. So the players. The players
Coach,
should get a lot of credit for
give
for
Bill
being able
Lazor
to
a lot of credit
come out
for
here
that
and
game
do what they
plan,
did.
right?
So there's a lot that we'll learn from at the same time, like every game. But for us to be able to rush for 185 yards, to have the attempts we had, to make plays when we did.
The Arena League coach is proud of running.
Part of football. But again, I can't say enough with Justin bouncing back from last week. What a great job for him to be able to respond to what happened, to learn, to get better.
Diddle.
That's what this game's all about, right? You're a rookie quarterback in a tough environment. Your first start, you come back at home and you bounce back, and he did that. He made great plays. He made great throws, great decision making. His teammates stepped up for him. The defense did. The special teams, his coaches did.
Don't give me any whys.
And
give me some
for
answers.
That, I'm proud of all
How
those
do
guys.
you feel about that football team
the
running that
defense,
ball and Bill
being able to have
Lazor's
them
play
1
calls?
for 5 in the red zone, 1 for 4.
Gotta give Bill some credit, right, Coach?
1 for 3. Get those stops. That's important. You're taking points off the board. When you play that way, you can win football games. And so that's special teams. Again, I thought our kickoff coverage, our punt coverage,
a lot of time
good.
To write down during the
game. You have the 3 phases, as we talked about last night. Just emphasize
more
it.
notes than Chris Zorich.
Division game. It's at home, and we've had 2 of those. At the same point in time, I'd be remiss if I didn't give credit to Coach Dan Campbell and those Lions. Man, they fight. We knew that going into this week, that they're going to feed off of their head coach. He's a guy that has done a great job and is going to have a great program, their organization. And so
his preliminary statement, his politician.
Again, the positives of the game for the O-line. Last week 9 sacks, this week 1 sack. Right, everybody included, not just the O-line. And then you look at the 3 plays and negative yards. Last week we got into those 3rd and forevers.
It's not everybody.
Hard.
It's not just
this
the
week
O-line.
to have 3 plays and negative yards is pretty good. So credit to those guys. 10 plus yards 12 times. 10 plus yards, 6 rushes, and 25 plus yards, 4 passes. Those are things that when I come in after the game, you have no idea about, but you hear that and you feel good about it.
I can't believe
the defense to get the takeaways.
Let people ask you the fucking
that part I like. Injury-wise, we got Hicks. We lost him first play.
What are you doing?
His groin, so we'll see how that goes. Obviously, David Montgomery with his knee, we'll work through that. And then Damien Williams with a quad. So
answer fucking question.
Speaking of the two running backs, again, we'll work through all that stuff here in the next couple of days.
Did he say Damien Williams?
I won't have any more on that.
Yes,
but again, to the coaches too. I thought that in what we went through last week,
I got to give Bill Lazor a lot of credit for the game he called today.
So I was proud of that.
Coach, you got the running game going. You were able to utilize some 2 and 3 tight end packages.
Yeah.
Play action pass.
Yeah.
Like you found the formula for success for this year's Bears team.
So when you look at this deal, when you play a game and you come out of a game like last week in Cleveland, you say to yourself, did we have an identity, right? And in general, I would say the answer to that was no. So whatever happened, whatever the result was of today, we were going to come out of this thing with an identity, and I think that's important.
Can you say it was David?
Again, this isn't something that just happens today on Sunday. This is something that happens every day, Monday through Saturday, and then we got to do it today. I told you there was a lot of talks. I told you there was a lot of honesty.
Yeah,
and
because
it's about solutions. And so now I thought we did a good job of that today, but let's build off of that.
Matt, can you tell us what you do know about David Montgomery? Can you give us just some sense of what's...
Again, I don't know. I don't know enough. So we'll just
too busy writing down my stats.
Yeah, the fucking notes.
Yeah.
Oh my
fucking
God.
and then also what you felt about that first drive, David.
Yeah. So a couple things involved with that. I think that with our mindset of this week offensively, what we discussed, what we talked about, maybe that was a little bit of it. There was possibly, it didn't happen, right? But you look at the week all week, it's supposed to have a little bit of weather too in the later on. And so that wasn't really that big of a deal, but maybe a little bit of it. And then just for us to be able to go and have a mindset of let's go down there, let's get the ball, let's see what we can do with it. In a perfect world, we'll go ahead and get a touchdown and go up 7-0 and let our defense go. And that's what happened. Does it always work? No. Do we always do it? No. But sometimes I feel like as a head coach,
nothing.
You know,
is
you
because
talk
of
to your
David
coordinators, you talk to your coaches, and you make a decision, and whatever it is, you roll with it.
Selection.
Yeah, just rhythm. Guys made plays. We got the running game going, you know, and then we were effective in the red zone. And David has a knack. He has a knack for the red zone. He shows that. He's proven that all year long. He's proven it his whole career. So you put it on, you hang it on, you hang your hat on those O linemen, those tight ends. Like sometimes the O line always gets all the credit, and they did a hell of a job. But we can't forget about those tight ends either, and the way that David runs and Damien.
How about just
guys.
David?
So,
how about
if you
David?
Wake up in the morning and say, "I wish this would happen on the first drive," that's what happened. So that was a good thing.
And you referenced all the conversations and solutions you had this week.
Yeah.
Delegating some of the play calling responsibilities?
Yeah, again, that goes back to what we talked about internally for the whole week is whatever I can do for the best thing for the Bears, whatever that is. And I think that again for us, I think the big picture, so we all understand it is, you know, the offense in general. We get together on Monday as a staff. Monday,
get
Tuesday,
rid of this fucking guy.
We go through everything together. Ultimately, it goes through me, right? Everything that we do, regardless of anything else. Who's calling this? Who's calling that? It goes through me. And so that part I appreciate because we do it together.
You think
and then there's a collaboration of how we do it. But
you would have never said that.
I thought that our coaches did a great job today. I thought our players executed, which is what we asked for. And quite honestly, again, I know, and with all due respect, I understand the questions, but that's what it is, and that's what's going to be the rest of the year. Is just knowing that whatever happens, it goes through me, and we've done it together.
What does the way Justin played today mean for him starting going forward?
Are you
say that again one more time? Yeah.
Cut that,
we'll work through. All we wanted to do, quite honestly, today was win the game. Go 2-2 and be able to talk about everything else as we go. You guys all know in regards to Andy working through what he went through this past week. So
could you go back to Andy?
Where he's at and
at this point, could you go back to fucking Andy?
If I'm the team doctor, I'm going to Andy right now and saying, hey, this is a lot worse than we thought.
Yeah.
You are the
fucking
You're going to sit down for a little bit.
Fuck.
Whether it's now, whether it's tomorrow, whenever it is, all I wanted to do and see with Justin and we wanted to see was exactly what we saw today, which is growth. Were there things that he can get better at? Yeah, that's every quarterback in the NFL.
I would never let this guy off the hook.
Understanding that and knowing that, and
there's no advantage
now
for
it's
you.
our job. Unlike last week when you lose, now you win. You can still have a lot of the same corrections of certain things. Now, he did a lot of good things too that we understand. You might not know from the outside within a play with the decision that he made, but I know from the sideline he made them, and we know from the box he made them. So now that's all he could do was win today and just get better. And I know for a fact he did that.
The fucking politician standing there. Like, the president gets a speech written for him.
No, I think they play hard. That's all. You know, go out there, play hard, make plays. And they did that. It's a full communication between them and the front seven, and all those guys. They played hard and they made plays.
It's an egotistical, arrogant, narcissist prick. You can't even admit.
Yeah, it's from what I was seeing on the sideline. You see a guy that's for him to be able to come in. Have
you ever seen him more involved in a game, Shane?
Eddie Goldman affects plays by just being out there. He can affect other players having good results by him being out there. He's very, very underrated. So I can't tell you specifically. But when we get, I'm excited to watch the tape and see all the numbers and see what he did and how he got
Buffalo game. Let's run the toss shovel again on the goal line. That's gonna work. They ran it today, Shane.
What do you think went into their performance?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Number one, there's a lot of different variables, but we talked about at the beginning of the week what they are and how we think we can get better, and whether it's there's whether it's a lot of different things. Without me getting into details, I hate to do that because all I care about is that they played their butts off today, and they fought, they were tough. And they gave our running backs chances to create lanes. And when you do that and you average 4 or 5 yards a carry, that's a good deal. Because what you do is, in the end, and we weren't good on third down. We were 1 for 8. But we weren't 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 19, 3rd and 22, 3rd and 14, etc. We were a lot less than that. So, we just got to keep getting better.
Taking ownership.
How do you feel as the head coach having such a balance between the passing and the running the game?
Yeah.
Several times last season.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. You got to be able to do that. You want to be balanced. Does it happen every game? No.
Why is it so hard?
In general, when you're able to get the carries that we got, we had in the end 39 total carries.
What pride?
I think you can win football games doing that. Is every game going to be like that? No.
Does it give
There's
away?
going to be some games where you have 20 total carries and you have 45 attempts
some
passing.
Coaches are just better head
when
coaches.
You can get out to a lead and have a fast start.
And keeping everyone
always going to help. And then you get to 4 minute. You see at the 4 minute there at the end, we busted a couple, right? We got a couple. That always adds a few more. That's the recipe for success, in my opinion. And again, I'm just proud of our players. Our players came here today. They showed up. They were challenged. And they accepted it.
Did he say
and they took it head on. They got to win. Today? And now we got to reset again, learn off of this, and see how we get better.
Anybody heard him say the why?
Just to clarify, can you say who called the plays and if there was a change?
He did it.
Impact it had on the game?
Yeah. So in regards to the play calling, Bill did a great job.
There you go.
And I think that
there you go,
at
Matt.
the same point in time, it's important that we understand
go, Matt. Hey, Matt.
I felt good out there as a head coach.
You got to be a fucking head coach.
But we all get together. We talk through how we're going to call the game. And we do that when I'm calling plays too. You know what I mean? Us as a staff, we get together. And so I think that's important for everybody to know, is that when we build a game plan together, whether it's the offensive line coach or Juan, or whether it's our tight ends coach or wide receiver coach, etc., we do it together. And in the end, I get a great opportunity to say, yes, I like this, or no, I don't, as the head coach, right? In charge of all that. That's real. So when you do that, now
everybody knew.
I also go back to saying last week, right? Or this last week was, hey, whatever I need to do to try to be the best head coach for the Chicago Bears, whatever that is.
I would go double back and ask him
I don't care. I just want us to have the best opportunity to win. And I feel like Bill did a great job today. Our players did a great job.
Now
our
he feels better.
Did a great job. And we played collectively together as a team, not just players, not just coaches, everybody. And when you have that, it's a good feeling. So we'll continue to just keep talking. We'll continue to, but again, with all due respect, that it's going to be the last time I talk about it. Okay, with that.
No. All due respect, you ain't gonna get away with that. You talk about what we want.
You're unbelievable. You try. Listen, I hope you understand. I get it. But just know, that's it. No more with this.
Sub-Zero. Finish him.
Outside of Khalil's fault, this was seen as a game that
he tried, man. He tried.
Bill did a great job today, Coach. I really loved the use of the tight end and David Montgomery. What about you? What do you think you learned today? What were the whys that were answered for you? That would be my question. Break his ball.
So for me, there's always you always have moments in your life, moments in your career where you get to a point where you understand, okay, where you're at, why you're there, how you're going to get through it. And I just feel like as you get to this point, you get to start to see true colors of people, whether it's players, coaches, people outside, family, friends, etc. And this comes with the territory. I mean, this is anybody that signs up to be a head coach is always going to go through times like this. For me personally, I have ultimate trust in a lot of people, and the people they when I say that, our players stepped up today. And they did a heck of a job of understanding that forget me and all that other stuff. They don't care about that. All they care about is making sure that we win this game.
Well,
and
that's what
that's all
football's
I
about,
care
Coach.
about. So
And
whatever
you
else
should
is
be
going on
caring
out there,
about it.
I
Exactly.
understand it. That's a part of the game. But I know that for all of us, it was
Funkster.
very
He looked
important
in
to
the
win
mirror
this
and saw
division game at
lasers.
home and control that.
Man, what is this?
Last
offense
one, guys.
performance
No
do,
more.
for the
No more
confidence
for
of your team
Coach.
ahead?
He's got the script to write.
It's
for
very
tomorrow.
important because when you come off of a game like last week, it challenges you. It makes you take a step back and realize
made you have to
what is it
realize
all
that
about.
you're
And
not the play
last
caller.
week wasn't about just one thing. There was a lot
It
of things that
was
went
about
into
one
it.
thing. It was about you.
But at the
It
same
was
point in
about
time,
you.
it feels a lot better. And we told the guys, man, you get a win in the NFL. You celebrate it. You enjoy it tonight. You come back tomorrow ready to go. You fix your corrections. But
last week.
it helps.
Then
It
guess
definitely
what?
helps because it's the
Bill
right
Lazor's
step.
your play
And
caller
the
for the
NFL
rest
is a
of the
long
season.
There's a lot of highs and lows. And my job as a leader of these men, everybody, is to make sure that when you have a bad game and you struggle, can you rally back? Can you respond? Right? Because there's a lot of people that don't. They're negative and they don't care and they just want to give up. We're not doing that. We're not. And so our players proved it. That now we got it. Now when you win, right, you don't get complacent.
Xavier's here every week.
And now when you don't get complacent, you accept the next challenge and you try to get better. But being better on offense, being better on defense, being better on special teams shows that we have a good football
That's
team.
why he's afraid to tell you.
And I'm
to
just
call
proud of
plays
our
today.
players for that.
I'm glad he's proud of his players. I'm glad he wrote a speech with Jonathan Wood. I'm glad about all that shit because at the end of the day, what's the reality of the situation? You were afraid to tell everybody that somebody else was calling plays and you made that decision because you won and you looked like a goddamn NFL football team doing it. That's what that presser's about. He's always about ego, saving his face and doing what's best for Nagy. He got to get his grubby little hands, as Sean would say, Sean Sierra. The reality is he's not the play caller. Fool me once, right? I forget what Steve Carell said for The Office. Fool me twice, 3 strikes, I'm out. Some shit like that. You can't do it. Matt Nagy is still gonna naggy. Nagy gonna naggy. That's a t-shirt for TTNL. Because in the big moments, his answer is gonna be for sure. I have to call plays against the Green Bay Packers because it's the rivalry and I want to run the T formation and show Virginia McCaskey how into the history of this franchise is. I'm going to get a stapler and staple up every play sheet I've ever called in my life, put that up as wallpaper. And for sure, man, I'm going to be a big time player in this thing. And I got to thank the player. Fuck out of here with this shit. He's reading off stats. Reading off stats. Those are Bill Lazor's stats you're reading off. Jesus. Unbelievable. So there's an updated tweet. You are an awesome God. What that means, I hope he has gotten some great news. I can't hear you, Shane. I don't know. You're muted again.
I don't know who keeps muting me, but I think that
it
he's
ain't me.
Yeah. I think he's excited because he found out that Claudio is not on the show. I'm not sure it has to do with anything with his injury, but
We
no,
have Justin
that is
Fields coming up too.
Do we?
Yes. If you hate Matt Nagy, smash the like button. That's your job right now.
I mean, that's a big play in the game, and that's going to give us
There's
momentum.
Justin.
So the more explosive plays we can get, the better. And of course, that play was a backed up play. We were kind of backed up, and that was a big shot. And that just goes with momentum and practice. Me and Mooney, we stay almost every day after practice to throw at least a few extra routes. So me and him are pretty much always on the same page. And he had a great day today. He balled up.
Justin, how much said that you said that you looked at him or he caught your eye or vice versa on that play?
Yeah. I mean, I told him I'm not going to get into the specifics of that play, but I mean he knew he was going to ball.
Those are Nagy's words exactly.
He ran a great route, and it was a great play by him.
Justin, you feel like you had a better handle all around on everything?
Yeah, I mean,
as far as
This game plan really was Nick Foles, Bill Caesar coming together.
I mean, yeah, I felt even more manageable, just
protecting me.
I was telling the guys in the radio in there, just my mindset, like coming in today was just different. And I think it was because of last week, you know, how we played. We didn't play like we wanted to. So, you know, my goal was out there to just play better than last weekend. I thought we did that. The O-line did a great job today. They only let up 1 sack, and that sack was on me. I should have checked the ball down the flat faster than that. But, you know, the O-line played great. I'm proud of those guys.
Mentally, all the things you had to
pray
keep up
that
with,
David's okay,
was that
man.
easier
That'll
this
be
week than in your debut?
It was the same.
Justin, you had a pass on 1st and 10 in the third quarter towards the end of Allen Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to be a very tight window. What did you see that made you
that was a fucking dime,
Was it
Shane.
First, it's like a minute and 15
dime
I think
to
it was the dagger.
I have it
yeah,
up.
I mean, you know,
if you want to
that's
play
a
it.
play that we rep a
Oh,
lot in
yeah.
practice. So,
Absolute fucking
He ran a
dime.
great route, great catch, and you know, he got yacked. So
I don't know.
great protection up front. So,
again,
I mean, the O-line did a great job today, like I said before.
people
and
need to
those guys definitely bounced
understand
back from last week.
football is like a momentum thing, but a preparation thing. You want to put
I mean, I
these
felt good,
guys
like-
like this.
I feel like
in
before the game, like
situations
I
they
know
feel
when I'm in a
comfortable.
rhythm and I know when I'm feeling good. So I felt
This
good.
guy was
like, coming
feeling
into
it.
the game, throwing the ball. I felt
Throw the
good,
ball
so I knew,
downfield.
it
You
was
don't
gonna
throw
be a good day
fucking
today.
curls and tight windows. You throw the ball down the field off of
Jimmy's
action.
always talking to me throughout the game,
This
so I have no
dude
idea what he said.
has
in that
great
specific moment, but yeah.
anticipation throws. That ball over the middle to Allen Robinson on the post. It's just a dime. The one to Mooney.
I mean, I didn't learn anything new. You know, I've been in tough spots before, and you know, my mindset was just to bounce back from last week. So,
his
just to
coach
get better and keep pushing.
did a
I saw
disservice to
Russell
him
Wilson
last week.
posted a tweet this past week,
No
saying,
doubt.
I love adversity, and
This week
I
you
truly
saw
do love that
where
because it just brings a whole different person out of me.
Zorlovsky wanting him to
And,
get
you
fucking
know,
asked to
in
be
some ways,
fucking
I'm
traded
glad,
now.
You know, last week happened.
Fucking
You know, I
embarrassment.
think if
Like you
we
should
would've
get
won
your
last week,
media
it wouldn't have
card
pushed us
pulled
as much
when you
this week
throw
to
that
get
kind of
better and
fucking
practice
bullshit
hard.
out there.
Justin,
It's not even realistic.
Complimented Coach Laser for his job calling the game today. As the guy who was taking the plays, what did you see from the play caller perspective that made you feel good about the day?
I mean, yeah, he does good. You know, Bill, he's up in the box, so his voice is always calm. That's the one thing I like. You know, Coach, it's harder for him to be calm when he has to focus on the defense, focus on special teams. So,
Oh my God.
you know, his voice is calm. He's up there in the box, seeing field well, and
His voice is
he did a great
calm.
job calling plays
Right.
today.
How do you establish
Just
a
remember
connection
that.
with the play caller, just so that
You mentioned it
he knows
twice.
what you want to do, and it's just
Where's
sort
his
of becomes
binky?
second nature.
Yeah. So I think
He doesn't
after
have a
Wednesday,
water
Thursday,
bottle.
and Fridays,
Yeah,
you know, me,
it's in Buffalo.
Coach
Smash
Maggie,
the
and Bill,
like
we all get
button.
together and, you know, pretty much
This is
just
Bears
talk about
Hour
my,
Live. Every
favorite plays, the plays
game.
I'm most comfortable
Right
with, and
after
stuff like
the
that,
game,
and
we're
just go through
watching
them like that.
quarterback
That way, we're all on the same page
Justin
into what,
Fields.
you know, they're thinking about calling in certain
QB1,
situations on certain
Shane.
down and this and stuff like that.
You talked about loving the adversity and rebounding, but there was a lot of adversity for everyone on the team,
Larry.
especially
Larry
offense.
Merrick.
Oh,
What would you say
Larry.
was the key to the team?
Fucking save it for
rebounding
lunch
the
with
worst
Larry. What do we?
performances in a long time?
Larry
What was
gets
the
a
key?
question.
Just getting back to what we do. That wasn't us last week. I mean, just like you said, that was the worst performances almost in Bears history. So that's not how we play. So it was just happy to see, you know, us get back on track this week and, you know, execute from the O-line to the receivers to the running backs to me. So it was a good day.
At what point were you aware that you were going to be starting today?
Last night when they announced it.
Justin, plenty of positives offensively, obviously. What did you see on the interception, and then what allowed you to bounce back from it?
I mean, Mooney was wide open on the interception and just got tipped. So I can't do anything about that.
Justin, you said last week you've never had a
Is
game
that
like that.
fucking Jeff Dickerson asking him that
So I
shit?
imagine you never had a film session like the one
What'd you
guys have.
see on the
What were those
interception?
film sessions like, and then what was that process like working through it with players?
Jeff Dickerson.
The film session was the same.
Quit.
I mean,
Seriously.
you know, last week.
Terrible.
I felt like there were a few
And he's
plays that I
afraid
could
to
have got
come
back.
on
You know, I
TT
could
and
have thrown
on
a little
top
bit
of it.
earlier, but
Jeff
you know,
Dickerson.
there's also some stuff that I couldn't control. So I mean, it was just the same. And you know, just as an offense as
Imagine
a
being
whole,
a
we were just trying to
beat
get
guy
better
on
and, you know,
ESPN of the
play better,
Bears, and
not
that's
only
your
for,
fucking. What'd you
the
see on the
offense, but for our
interception?
defense,
It's
because, you know, our
fucking
defense
tipped
usually
in the
balls out
air,
every game,
asshole.
so you know,
What
we
do
don't
you
want to put those
think?
guys out on the field and get those guys tired. So I thought
Holy
we all played
shit!
well today, and we're just gonna keep getting better.
You can't make that up.
Can you tell me from your perspective?
Jeff Dickerson is the Matt Nagy of fucking beat reporters. I'll tell you that. Jesus. You waited the whole game for
I
just
just saw him coming and I moved. I didn't even know I spin throw, so I just turned around, saw him right there, and I just moved a little bit. So.
Hey, what you see on the interception? I can't let it go, man.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
getting
gotta
the
open the show,
run game going like
Caden.
we did today,
Please
it definitely
clip
opens
that.
up play action.
Put
And,
it right and keep it.
It makes the linebackers.
What'd you see on the interception?
So, like I said before, from the O-line to the tight end, they were blocking their butts
You
off.
waited
today,
all game
it was
after a
overall good
victory
day.
to ask him that.
Confidence in David Montgomery before today, before he got hurt. What was the kind of joke?
Where's your confidence in your starting running back? Oh, he's terrible.
David's the leader. He's one of the team captains. He talks to us
Jesus
before every
Christ.
game. I mean, he's a dog.
David Montgomery
the same energy
is
every day
everything.
at practice, every game. And I
shut
hope
up
my boy. I hope it's not too serious. But even if it is, he's still going to be a leader on his team and still going to continue to lead this offense each and every day. Appreciate you.
Oh man, Shane. Jeff Dickerson never fails. There's Shane Marcel calling Orlovsky out. Both of us did it this week, calling him out.
Yeah, remove the comments for a second.
Yeah, grab that out of there.
Yeah, Orlovsky said, seems like all the young quarterbacks that aren't ready grew up a little bit this week. It's like they got better playing and getting reps. And my response to him was, yeah, and Fields didn't demand a trade, so there's that. I mean,
did he respond to you?
No, I just sent it out a couple of seconds ago. But
here's Justin Fields right here throwing a deep ball. Credit to our guy, Yoko, for capturing this. My man, Jim Larison, the business manager here. The background keeps changing. It keeps getting better.
Oh,
and better.
Ron's all over it.
Ron,
he's sending me updates.
You got to give Ron G a shout out and a follow on Twitter and Instagram. This guy. Look at him putting it together.
Nobody else wanted them. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take it. I pick them up every year.
That's just, first of all, you see the anticipation in the throw. He's in the pocket. He gets to his progression. He understood where he was going with the football. It makes me proud to see 3-step, now turn, cock, deliver the ball over the top. You want that to drop down. The receiver, Darnell Mooney, with the Willie Mays adjustment. That is what you have to do when you get in front of that defender. Now you want to track the football with your eyes. You catch the ball with your eyes first. Through your hands. Just Darnell Mooney gives me goosebumps because here's this football player used in the appropriate way. Get him to the stem of the route. Allow him to run the fade. Allow him to run the post. Allow him to run the post flag. And this guy is cooking with gas. He is a Shane. That one fucking run where he just trucks motherfucker. He's running harder than our tight end Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet needs to fucking check himself before he riggedy wreck himself out there because Darnell Mooney is.
We got a response from Dan to my tweet.
Oh, we do.
Heyo.
There you go. Heyo. What does that mean? He's taking the L. He's taking the L. That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Here's another play from Justin Fields. Credit goes to our guy, Greg Braggs. Credit goes to Greg Braggs. Darnell Mooney across the middle off. I believe. Does it? You could hear the crowd
when he broke that first tackle. If he would have
thought he was
outside, he cut back inside, and that's when he got tackled.
I thought if he stayed back outside, he was gone too, because I don't know what was going on there. It wasn't playing for me. That was not the play action. That was a straight deep ball, but off of running the football, you get that man-to-man matchup. Do you see the anticipation again? That is what we call a dime ball. to Darnell Mooney again. So back-to-back plays, Darnell Mooney, and then we got the toe tap. We want to get all of these plays in here once again by Greg Braggs. I was cracking up laughing when they challenged this. I'm like, this is an epic fail to challenge that. I was clear. Real quick, you see him. He's killing the original play call, Dan Orlovsky. He's killing it. So Bill Lazor, the play caller, thank you, Big Blazer. Nice. Yes. Thank you, Matt Nagy. So you can drop that. Go ahead. Big plays are
nice. They're good.
Yes, they're good. Good job, Jackal. Your production is amazing. You do a lot of great things back there.
It's all those books.
All those books helping you. But the reality is, watch him kill it. The original call, that means him and his offensive coordinator have communicated this week. If you get this look based on this formation, check to this. Watch it here. Greg Braggs again doing an amazing job. What a throw.
Brandon Parker, send out that tweet. That's what he was screaming into the crowd.
The reality is you see him anticipate the ball over the top of the defender with his back turned. What he did was check the outside zone action game to the right side. So then he could attack that flag, and just a great route, great concentration there. Bears Hour Live. You're getting all the nuggets here and the information.
We got
Shane. It's amazing what these guys do.
We got a guy waiting in the green room. I think he's getting ready to
fall
asleep,
do.
Maybe. Yeah, he's
okay. So every week, if you want to be on the show,
temple, he's ready to go.
Did you get anybody else reaching out to Chris Jackal?
Yeah.
So hopefully, if you did, we got other guys too ready to rock and roll. We do it here, Bears Hour Live. We want to hear from you. You got to fucking bring it. You better have a good internet connection and a good headset or whatever. Just be ready, because I want to hear what you have to say. The Fan, the 100 Crew.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Phil and Shane bringing on a fan to talk Bears and what just happened in the Bears game each and every week. You have to have hype.
Phil's always telling me to hype.
You can't be flat. So be ready, be prepared, and bring your passion.
I had hype coming out of my ass.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Hashtag Spencer Strong.
Those are big time fucking throws.
There we are. Bears Hour Live. We got our guy Matt Taylor in
What's
the
up,
house.
Phil?
Where are you
up,
from,
Shane?
Matt?
Originally, I was raised outside of Chicago. Now I'm in Florida.
Florida. What part of Florida? Tell me
just
Vero Beach.
I wish. North of Tampa.
Okay, good for you. Big Bears fan. What are your thoughts today here watching this team?
And I don't know what to think about this game because it was against the Lions.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I want to see us next week against the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's a team that we went to England, Matt.
Yeah.
They came in there and did what the Browns did to us last week.
Punched him in the fucking face.
They fucking punched Matt Nagy's fucking balls. They fucking kneed him in the face when his head went down and completely destroyed the Bears the last time they played. Is this going to be different? I agree with you, Matt. I agree with you here.
I don't know. I mean, the Raiders compared to us, we're in another level.
I think
And
the way
it's
that
bad.
I think the way that you have to look at it is, I'm not going to look at the opponent so much.
Mm-hmm.
This is a transition that what you need to get excited about is you saw what unfolded last week. You saw the changes this week.
Yeah.
You saw growth from your friend. Say what you want about Khalil Mack, David Montgomery, anybody. The fucking franchise is Justin Fields. You saw him make passes, complete passes that we haven't seen here in Chicago consistently in a long time. Yeah,
Long
and
time.
I think that momentum that you get now, you want to see him do it next week, and that's where you go. But it's run the fucking ball.
Run the fucking ball. That was you got
But
me, bro.
I think-
you got me.
I think you saw
did it
that with
today.
Justin Fields, but we mentioned Travis Gibson, Darnell Mooney today.
Darnell Mooney.
Took a huge step.
Oh my God, Darnell Mooney.
But it all started with Montgomery. It all started with Montgomery.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like
I saw when Damien Williams limped off the field and he didn't come back. So that's concerning.
Yeah,
I mean, who we got left? Herbert?
you got. I really am excited about Khalil Herbert. I know Matt Waldman, our brother from another on this network. He's very excited about what Khalil Herbert could do. Shane, we got Ryan Nall on the practice squad. Don't we have another running back as well?
Artemis
Is it
Pierce?
Pierce still there?
I think
I'm not sure if he's still there.
Someone check that in the production. There's three.
They may
of
have
you.
released him. I'm not.
Yeah, I remember that he was released, but I want to see who else is in there. There might be another running back, but Shane, you have a list of running backs real quick. You have Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley's out there, right? Who's the other one?
All right, hold on a minute. You got me looking up. I think
let the fucking jackal look up the practice squad. Caden's laying back in his dorm like he's fucking waiting on dominoes. What is he doing? Look up. Who do we have in the practice squad?
yeah,
Caden.
it's just Nall.
Just Nall. We got one running back on the practice squad. So you got Frank Gore is not coming out of retirement for the Bears, William.
Yeah, so you got the interesting name to me here on
Adrian
this list.
Peterson.
Where's AP?
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, well,
AP.
Todd Gurley, TJ Yeldon, DeAndre Washington, both Scarborough.
TJ Yeldon.
Yeah, TJ Yeldon is the
He's
name
a
for
fit.
me. Yep,
He's a fit for this offense.
Totally agree. The other name out there is Darius Geis. They're not going to touch. I mean, talent-wise,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
he's there.
Darius Geis. He has the
he's
the
got,
wife, what is it? The girlfriend, the violence. Yeah, you got to stay away from that.
They're not going to touch him, but yeah, to
Todd
me,
Gurley.
I'm not a believer in,
I like
bringing in
Gurley.
guys.
It depends on how healthy he is. He runs
For me,
hard.
I'd be looking at Yeldon.
Yeldon fits what they do philosophically. I like how he runs the zone scheme. Obviously, Alabama running back. But yeah, just in case you have to have contingencies with Damien Williams limping off, it might be nothing because it was near the end of the game. I thought Damien really did step up at the end there when you needed to have runs and the offensive line really blocked. Again, Cole Kmet showed up at the end. I got to keep it 100 because Shane will tell you I was livid with this guy. He's just not stepping up the way I want to see.
He's up and down, and he's just not consistent.
He's not. I mean, you got to be able to keep your feet, make a play. Even the little things matter, especially in the run game. He's just not there yet. He doesn't look as dynamic as I would have hoped. But again, it's one game with Bill Lazor calling plays. I loved what the fan said in the chat when you saw Bill Lazor calling plays in Cincinnati. And as recently as last year when Mitch had they broke the 6-game winning streak and Bill took over and he admitted it right away. Yeah. You saw a rhythm, formations run with plays from the same formation. We haven't seen that.
Of delays a game, getting the call in late.
Oh, exactly.
All that stuff we're known for.
Timeout. We got 40 seconds after a fucking commercial timeout. We're getting delays of game.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, give me some more of your thoughts from this game.
Well, offensively, with Fields, he was great for throws. Roquan Smith all over the place. I mean, we haven't. It's just a matter of time till we pay him, I hope. My question:
Roquan struggled a little bit in the first half. I wasn't.
Yeah, he
came better back the second half.
Second half, he played a lot better.
The secondary is terrible.
The communication is terrible. It's not like these guys are bad players. That's the thing.
It's the breakdowns and just the screw-ups.
Aqib Talib was awful as a color analyst.
Oh, yeah. And we're not getting a good crew. Come on.
Oh my! I love
Gus Johnson.
Yeah, Gus Johnson.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Gus. Aqib Talib is your color guy. Like Aqib is on the. he's on the sideline type of guy to me. You go down to him to look at that play, and he could.
And they brought him back. Talib actually did games last year.
Oh my God, that was
awful.
awful. He
That
was
rough.
very bad, but he was right. He broke down the touchdown with Deion Bush.
When Bush.
Deion Bush twice got taken advantage. The first one on that pick play, Shane. He's got to be toes up closer to the line of scrimmage. So when you're trying to run that, rub route
on that one, there was
penalty.
There was a lot of people when you talk about Deion Bush on that play. There was a lot of people that wanted to blame it on Eddie because of everything that's.
That was
going
my
on.
first thought.
Yeah, it was. I think everybody. Well, I think it was everybody's thought on Twitter, just following along. Fuck Eddie. That was on Deion Bush.
That totally Deion Bush squatted. He didn't know communication that he had the slot. It's 3 across. So you're the inside man. You had that guy. You got to carry him through. You're the last line of defense, deeper than the deepest. He just squats there. And again, just like the Rams game, you're allowing. When have the Bears had a fucking just wide open walk-off touchdown? And I'm not talking about the fucking Miami game in preseason with Jesse fucking James. I'm talking about in a game. So it
happens
got
to
to
us
get better.
like every week, it seems.
Exactly. There seems to be a broken breakdown in coverage every week. And Desai was a defensive back coach. This got to get fixed, especially when you're going against this fucking guy, Rodgers.
Dig routes and shit, Phil, though, in the middle of the field just continue, and there's nobody. I mean, I'm talking 6, 7, 8 yards. I mean, a couple of times I'm like, how the fuck are you? Hawkinson is the one fucking guy that you have to worry about. I think it might have been George in the talking about that on Twitter. He's literally the one fucking guy that you have to worry about.
I'm saying it on Facebook. I'm like, guess what? Cover Hawkinson. That's it. Third down. This guy, that's his security blanket. Anytime it's third and long. Jesus Christ. It's so
Swirsky, the Chicago Bulls play-by-play. This just shows you where the hype is going with one guy, with Justin Fields. Swirsky calls the Bulls play-by-play on the radio, and he tweeted out, Justin Fields is going to own Chicago ... or Arlington Heights. But that's an entirely different, but this is uncharted territory for this franchise.
With that being said, I don't know how you can go back to Dalton.
You can't.
Oh my God.
You've lost everybody.
That's what I said when Matt Nagy was up there. This is when you send your team doctor and you'd be like, Andy, we actually looked over these MRIs and your x-rays, and this is a little bit more concerning than we first thought. So you sit back, you know, if you're a little bit uneven, we'll get you another stack of dollar bills that we paid you and get yourself comfortable, and you're going to sit over here for a little bit. I mean, it's that's your get out of jail free card with Andy. I mean, I think they want him back, but this is where you have to respect, and I'm going to bring up Nick Foles too, is these guys are owning it off of the field in the classroom because they're not dumb. They know who Justin Fields is. They know why he's here. They know where he's going, and they seem to get it on and off the field with this kid, and they want to help him. A lot of times that doesn't happen. I mean, you heard
Taylor's getting fans.
Whoa,
yeah, there you go.
Listen, if you're a big fan of TTNL, how long have you been following TTNL, Matt?
Since the beginning.
Look at you.
I found you guys on you know where.
And, the old network, is that
the old one?
And you came with us.
I came with you.
Look at that.
Made the jump.
Number 87.
Yeah.
Number 87 in the patron program.
Yes, sir.
Look at you. I love it.
Matt made me jump into the mothballs yesterday and pull out the old jerseys that everybody has asked for. I'm like, what the fuck is he even talking? I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I even did that. I didn't have that on file, Matt. I made that up in about 10 seconds. Just and I said it to you. So
well, give us your final thoughts before we let you go. You're speaking now to the 100 Crew fans out there. Go ahead.
Good game. Like I said, when I came on, it was unfortunately it's the Lions. I'm still worried and concerned about what we're going to look like when we play these top tier teams. Laser had a great game, I thought.
Yes.
Put Fields in spots to succeed. And our defense stepped up. And
Imagine,
overall, I mean, I'm
imagine
not
having to
jumping
praise
up and down, but
imagine praising a coach for putting your franchise quarterback in a position to succeed and being like,
unlike last
did it.
You know, you're 100% right, Matt. I'm only laughing because it's in a victory that you find the emotional things. Like, I love the game of football more so than anything. Without this sport, I'm not even the same person. Football and hip hop music defined me as a young kid. You know the story. And I continue that through this network and you fans, and with the curls song and everything we do here, even to open the show. But Matt Nagy today saying the things that he had to say on stage without taking ownership of saying something, like, even in the presence of being a coach, I had to do the right thing in front of everybody and give this play calling to Bill because I need to be. And if he took that approach, that would be an epic showcase of growth as a man and as a coach, but he couldn't do it. It wasn't until our guy, what's his name, Shane, the guy with the TV, Rich Cam, what's his name? Potsy. Mark Potash triples back on play calling that the coach gives in as soon as it's crazy. Go back and watch Bears Hour Live. If you're just tuning in, I go, you got to triple back and ask him again. Right on cue, Potsy does it. Nagy admits it. And then it's the showcase of where this team is. Now this is the floor, Matt Taylor. What do the Bears do against the Raiders? I want you back here next week, Matt Taylor, to be with us because I want your assessment of the Bears versus Raiders. I so appreciate you coming on the Bears Hour Live, the best Bears post-game show on the planet. Am I right?
Absolutely. Also, next week, I got to work, so I can't be here with you.
Yeah, so fuck you, Phil.
Hey, he's keeping it 100.
2 weeks from today, absolutely.
You will be in the chat, though, okay?
Yeah, or I'll get after work. But
okay. Well, let me know, DM me or whatever. I did put a challenge, but you were honest, and I respect that. Thank you so much. Go ahead. You got.
I want to say
thing.
Thoughts to you, Shane, Riley, everybody.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Prayers for you.
That's awesome.
Take care, everybody. Appreciate it.
Matt.
See you next time.
Matt Taylor, just north of freaking Tampa. Tampa Matt. Taylor. Tampa Taylor Matt. Whatever. Matt, big fan of the show. Truly appreciate it. Again, we always want to bring the fans' perspective. Your chat. We're bringing the chat room into this. Did laser call plays? Jim, where were you? Where have you been? Yes.
Bears also, I'm not sure, they drafted Justin Fields, number 11 overall. They traded up in case Jim's just catching up.
Someone's got to come on and say that with some swag. The best Bears post.
We have another guest. Lewis is on the clock. He can do it.
I can write a script for Matt Nagy to say it. Maybe he'll say it. We got another guy coming in here hot, I hope, with some swag. I play a little bit of it so Jackal can get those tabs. What do they call them, Shane? I always mess that up. What are they? Tabs, marks, mark the show, chapters, whatever the fuck. Where is he? Here he is. Timestamps. I'm reading. There he is.
Timestamp.
There's our producer.
What's going on, boys?
Jackal, were you happy with today?
I was. I was very happy. I got to say,
you.
I was upset Damien Williams ran out of bounds on that ball. I was pissed. I'm like, what are we doing? But outside of that, I was pretty pumped.
There you go.
Well, when we get the all 22 in 3.5 weeks on that play.
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, it's going to.
If it isn't for our guy, Barlissimo, we wouldn't have any tape.
Right. I wasn't taking a shot at George. I was taking a shot at NFL.
No, I know. Yeah. I know what you were saying. I go, if it wasn't for George, though, it's a shame that the NFL Game Pass still has no coaches tape. The same thing they've said that they're coming to, and the reason why you pay for it, it's still not there. So tip of the hat. And Barlissimo, if you're not a patron, you don't know, Barlissimo unveiled that he has a new way So all
Yes,
of
he
our
did.
tape will be in HD this week. So we'll get to see this victory in HD.
It's 100 Crew Hot Takes. Phil and Shane bringing on a fan to talk Bears and what just happened in the Bears game each and every week. You have to have hype.
Phil's always telling me to hype.
You can't be flat. So be ready, be prepared, and bring your passion.
I had hype coming out of my ass.
Yes, he had hype
Whoa.
coming out of his ass. Lewis Quinn.
What's happening?
up?
His
Dr.
his
Frost,
his
yeah.
room looks like Matt
Matt
Nagy's
Nagy's
play call
playbook.
sheet all over the place. Burn that fucking room down, bro.
Oh,
I'm
no.
kidding.
I see.
It's
I
took a long
sense an
time to get
accent.
it.
I
Yeah,
sense
no,
an
no.
accent here.
Yeah.
Hold up.
absolutely.
Let me be quiet because
Cherie loves a man with an accent. Cherie, you want to shoot your shot?
How's it going?
Where are you from, Lewis Quinn?
I am from Glasgow in Scotland, but I live in
Okay.
Ireland, so I'm sort of crossing the seas, as we
that-
say.
Oh my God!
You know
I
that
have
fucking
so many
Sandy
things I
Tom
want-
character?
Yeah. Do you know Sandy Tom from across the pond? No.
No.
He's from Scotland.
It depends where he's from. Now, Glasgow's a big place.
Can you do me real quick before we get into it?
Yeah.
Can you say this for me? Be like, Justin Fields is free, man. He's finally free.
Justin Fields is free, man. He's finally free.
Yes. There we go. Matt Nagy, no longer, if you're just tuning in like Charlie Jones and whoever the fuck else. Yes,
Yeah.
Bill Lazor has called plays. Lewis Quinn, all the way in Scotland. You are bringing the hype today.
Absolutely,
What are your
absolutely.
thoughts? What are your thoughts about this game, man?
Again, I was watching before, and what Matt was saying, it's against the Lions. Let's not like we're not winning a Super Bowl. We're not getting to the playoffs. It's against the Lions. And what I sat down and when I watched, I watch on Game Pass, but what I like to do in a game like this is watch all the stuff we were talking about last week, all the stuff we were screaming about last week. What have they changed this week? And as much as it's great to get the win, bear down, the whole works, they're still the same issues. They're not identifying or trying to change the issues that we see every week, that I scream at the TV every week. And it's the same thing. Like last week, I was trying to say online and different things, like when you've got a room full of coaches and you sit down with the Browns, you do not, and you look and go, what have they got? Oh, one of the two best pass rushers in the league. We'll just leave them, forget about it. We'll not worry about them, right? So this week,
I'm not worried about them.
So this week, they've not got much except for Swift, running back, run game. Okay, and I think Hicks going out early sort of gave them problems there. But again, Goff, fast offense on the break. And every play, all I see is that our backfield looking at each other going, you should be over there a wee bit. You should be over here a wee bit. And they're all sort of discussing things. Meanwhile, our front guys are lined up, ready to go. And Jackson's sort of always in the wrong position. He's always drifting off. Do you know what I mean? And then he just falls flat in his face. You saw it. Everybody saw it. He ran. He just fell flat in his face. And you're like, come on, man, seriously. Do you know what I mean? That's you're supposed to be free safety, NFL, one of the highest paid guys around in the team, a leader, and you just fall flat in your face. He doesn't know the playbooks. He doesn't know. He needs to go. He needs to go now. Do you know? And that's it. I know he's in contract. Get him the fuck out. Sit him on the bench. And I know you were chatting about earlier about the break. When it was Bush's fault. I'm pretty sure if you watch the tapes, you'll see Bush looking at Jackson and Jackson telling him to push forward when he should be dropping back. And then Jackson holds up his hands. He's like, "Oh, what happened?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it could have been, to your point, it clearly is Deion Bush's responsibility. But to your point, pre-snap, it could have been changed by Eddie Jackson in communication. I don't see that until George and I get on the tape. And then you could see that there was sort of a communication of him telling. That's what you're saying. So totally agree. But again, responsibility, looking at that shot, they gave you the all 22 angle based on that coverage. It was Deion Bush's responsibility. But to your point, it's got to be the reality of communication. It's terrible back there. Eddie Jackson continues to miss tackles. Obviously today he wasn't put in a one-on-one situation. He did come through on a blitz, and I think that he was part of making the play on that. But still, Eddie, to your point, you're the highest paid safety or second highest paid safety in the league, and he's got to play better. And there's no accountability. The communication issues have to stop. That does start with, to your point, Eddie Jackson communicate. The free safety is responsible for the coverage. Line them up, get them prepared. Hopefully we do find out. That would have been a good question to Coach Nagy.
Lewis, we have a question in the chat room for you. Maybe you can answer it because we haven't been able to figure it out yet. Who called the plays for the Bears today?
Well, it must have been that guy Laser because they had at least rhythm.
Rhythm.
Although I did say earlier, right, halfway through the third, I was kind of thinking to myself, oh, here's another 3 and out. Does Nagy get that playbook in his hand? And then the next minute, they sort of there he is with the playbook, and it's like, get it out your hand, man. We all know you're fucking mess up. Do you know? We all know. Bill was like, it's like, it's 3rd and 8. I think we should, we'll throw the. No, look, let's just run. No, like, shut up, Nagy. Just shut up, right? Let the man do his job.
Phil, do you think we? I think we need to add a new show. I think we need to add a new show to TTNL.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Berlissimo and Lewis in a PTI style format where they're screaming back and forth at each other. I'm just gonna be fucking mesmerized by it.
I swear to God, I'm signing up for that. Lewis Quinn. I ask everyone to bring hype. You bring in the fucking Scottish fucking army with you with so much hype.
Cherie's digging her fucking passport out of her sock drawer. She's ready to fly over there.
No, I was picking up a point in what you were saying earlier on about taking responsibility and coaching, and I know like your dad's a coach and use are thing, and I dabbled with American football, playing it with a couple of sort of Sunday teams in Glasgow. But one thing I always sort of look at when these things are is, does Belichick, does he call plays? No, he doesn't. Why? Because he's so confident in his system. He's so confident in his coordinators. They know their shit. And he doesn't need to. He just needs to watch the game and say to guys, don't do that. Do this. Do that. And then pull them in for halftime. Either give them a bollocking or praise and pull up the wee bits that guys are maybe missing. Or that's what head coach should be doing. Don't like this pride shit of, I need to call the plays. Why the fuck would you want to call the plays? You're getting paid. Watch the game. Find out the wee, and find out the
ego, Lewis. It's
absolutely.
He can't let go. He's got to be the reason why. That's why he's always asking, what are the whys?
He's got to be the focal point.
Why.
He has to be the shiny new toy.
Exactly. That's the unfortunate thing. That is.
To be fair, though, right? This is the only Sunday, and I can remember that I've actually managed to get about an hour after because all the whys. This is the first week like I haven't had a drink in such a long time.
What's the drink of choice? What's the drink of choice? What's the drink of choice?
Jack Daniels or bourbon or anything like that. To be honest, it's all good. Do you know what I mean?
Lewis Quinn, if you're tuning in, listening on the podcast, yes, Bears Hour Live is a podcast. You can find it on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all of it, or you're watching my guy Lewis Quinn, Any
Absolutely.
relation to Robert Quinn? It could be a cousin.
Let's see the hair.
No,
Let's
but-
see the hair. Robert's
Robert,
it could
oh,
be.
Robert needs to
almost there.
shave it
It's starting
down
to go
because he
back a little
look.
bit.
Robert's looking like Fred Sanford out
Yeah.
there with his hair.
Hey, I don't give a shit what his hair
more
looks
like
like. As long as
Urlacher
he's
than I
second
am
quarterback.
Robert. Like, to be fair.
Yeah.
Listen,
Although I do have the
Robert
shot,
Quinn,
man. I do have the
real
shot.
quick. Robert
Yeah.
Quinn, I mean, is he not taking his motherfucking bow? The Soldier Field turf can't even stop him right now. He's out there throwing blog boys on the ground. All the hate, the bend, everything we talked about, Shane, when we signed him is coming to fruition. Lewis,
Yes.
you played the game over there. What do you think about Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack?
Right. So Mack, absolutely love him. One of my favorite players of all time. Quinn, you know, he had an injury last year. He was kind of slow and he got some criticism, but it goes back to what you were saying earlier. You have to take the pride and the responsibility of the position and the shirt and the helmet that you're wearing. And he is stepping up. Hicks is stepping up. Oh, he's never really stepped down, to be fair. Goldman played a good game coming back off injury. Mack is Mack. And what I like, my daughter keeps saying to me, stop screaming at the TV. They're the referees. And I'm like, but it's blatant holding. How many times is this guy going to get clotheslined to the fucking ground? Do you know what I mean? It's like, honestly, like, I couldn't
I just
actually
live
like,
for the accent.
you know, it was so
How many
frustrating, like-
times is he gonna get thrown to the ground?
It's so frustrating every fucking week, man. It's like, throw the flag. It's like, but you know, honestly, Quinn, I can see why we paid for him. You know, we all knew when he played with the Cowboys what he could do. And again, it's that front line and the linebackers and Raekwon, and they're all starting to click. They're all starting to really click. I was really worried that they would bring Danny T back this week. I was like, you're going to fuck with the chemistry, man. Just stay out. Just
That's
stay
a
out.
great question, guys. I was gonna ask
Stay
it
out.
to Shane, but
Well, they're gonna.
you bring
They'll take
Danny
full
T?
advantage. They'll take full advantage of that 3-week window. So now you're 1
But
week
will
in.
they start Danny T over what? I mean, Ogletree's play has been outstanding. It has. There's been, you know, with every linebacker. But today, think about getting in the passing window and that tip ball. That's a difference making play, forcing them.
Yeah, that tip ball, you're not seeing Danny Trevathan.
You're
make
not
that play.
definitely not seeing him. And then
dropping back into coverage, you're not seeing that
my
from Danny.
God. How about when the guy's holding? Did you see him holding
Yeah.
Alec Ogletree and Ogletree throws him off?
And
of
then
him?
he's like shifting the pads, and he's
Exactly.
just like,
He's like,
fuck it.
what
Yeah.
the
Do you know
fuck?
what I mean?
Get the fuck off of me. I live for this guy out there.
Do you know what I mean?
Quinn is playing better because his boy Ogletree is there too. I think there's a lot to that. I think there's friends out there. Even today with Mack trying to flip it back to Eddie Jackson. I know it was a illegal forward pass, but you could just see these guys. There is a championship quality front seven there, like a Super Bowl championship. If you can get this secondary, and to your point, Quint Lewis, you have to goddamn hold accountability from number 4. If he's not fucking doing it this next week, if he comes out there razzy-tazzy, tiptoed, waiting for Dion or somebody else to make a tackle, then you better damn well bench his ass against the Raiders and get ready to fucking go to war against Green Bay. I'm not coming to Chicago to watch some tiddly ass pussy out in the secondary ruining a football game for the Chicago Bears against a guy that throws off platform, that gets every fucking call known to man, and is going to be challenging you down the football field, even if it's covered. He's throwing it up there. So Eddie's got to really be better. And I think this defense, just like anything, offense grew 1 week to the next. We all know why. If you're just tuning in, Bill Lazor called all the fucking plays. Can you hear
Laser plays, man. Laser plays everywhere. Fucking
and it was coming out
stormtroopers
there.
firing all things everywhere. That's
Exactly.
him.
Rhythm was there.
So,
there was some issues.
Phil, before we let Lewis go,
Yes.
we are going. We got to put you in the pressure cooker.
Can
Lewis.
he do a
Okay.
We're gonna
have
have. Yeah, we're gonna have to. You're gonna have to turn your phone horizontal. Are you on a phone?
Yeah.
Turn it horizontal.
There we go.
There
Look at
you
Chris.
go.
Let's
Even
put
better.
an isolation on him.
We're gonna isolate you, and you're gonna do a station. We don't ask a lot of people to do these. We're gonna have the Lewis station ID for TTNL.
Yes. So you're going to say you're watching the best Bears post-game show, bar none, Bears Hour Live. Freedom!
You are watching the best post-game show, bar none, Bears Hour Live. Freedom, baby!
Yes. Great job. One take, Shane. You are
Gotta love it.
phenomenal, Lewis.
No,
I
I
so
thank you for
appreciate
having
you.
me on. Thank you so much. Do you know what I mean?
You're the best thing that Jackal's brought to the show in a long time, Lewis.
Great
Hey,
job, Chris.
thank you
Jackal's
so
been on
much.
a roll these past 2
He
weeks.
has.
Jose Pep Dalgano said you nailed it. Travis T said you were great. These
Thank you
blog
so much.
boys, Jimmy Jam is fired up with the
Sheree,
blog.
did you want to say
Sheree,
anything before he
Reed,
goes?
you want to say anything?
Shoot
I
your
do
shot.
like the accent.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. That's the lovely Cherie, our producer here at Lady Bear 83 on Twitter. If you want to follow
Absolutely.
her, if you want to get on
And
the show, you can reach
single
out to
and ready to
Lady Bear
mingle.
too.
Right, Sheree?
Single, ready to mingle. She'll be there 2 weeks, Shane.
Yeah.
I was talking to my wife. 2 weeks. We ain't going to Scotland, but we will be in Chicago for the Bears Packers. Obviously, we're not skipping over the Raiders, but if you want to go out and tailgate with the TTNL crew, we will be live from Soldier Field. Bears Hour Live. Shane will be housing the place down here. We will be live. Jackal, Claudio, Cherie, Caden, Ron G, the Music Man, Cool Kennedy, Greg Braggs, Cars, Alex Acevedo, everybody. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get Lawrence Fleming, the voice of this of TTNL, as well as my guy Jeremy Plashinsky and his 48 wives. All of us will be out there. Lewis Quinn, final thoughts before we let you go.
Let's just keep it real. Let's see what happens next week against the Raiders. And let's just hope that that guy, what's his name? Laser? Is it Laser? That he
Yes,
may
it's
call a few
Laser.
plays next week. Yeah, I'm hoping maybe that, and obviously Justin and David Montgomery just is back on, man. Like, we really need him. Do you know what I mean? So and listen, thanks for having me on, guys. It's been an honor, and I've been watching the show for ages, and I watch it, the tapes and the podcasts and everything as well. So it's all good. And Shane, thoughts and prayers, man. Do you know what
Thanks,
I mean?
man. Appreciate it.
No.
We're getting there every day. Every day is another day closer to victory. That's what we keep on saying. He's had a tough few days, but he's resilient, and we're gonna get there.
Well said. Lewis Quinn from Glasgow, Scotland. I love the accent. Probably my favorite accent, as George could tell you. Thank you so much for coming on with us. Guys, you always know it. You bring it. You come on the show. Jackal has not let us down. Finding two great guests today, Matt and Lewis Quinn, bringing it for Bears Hour Live. It's the #1, not even close, post-game show on the Chicago Bears, bar none. If you want to become a patron, it's the tapeneverlies.com. I'm telling you right now, the analysis, the inside details, the pop-up shows, the music, the early reveals of the tape breakdowns and the music and everything that we pride ourselves on the product. The product is the key, not the hype, not trying to say some controversial bullshit. No narratives. Let's throw curls. Exactly. Matt Nagy had no part of the curls.
Pittsburgh just blocked the field goal and returned it for a touchdown, and they threw a fucking flag against Green Bay.
Who are they playing? Green Bay?
Bay.
Of course. The flag came out later than the flag today
Oh, and
on the interference.
They call them offsides. It's a fucking terrible call. Jesus.
Oh my God.
Awful.
Shane, initial reaction to Green Bay.
Golly, what the hell is going on?
He's fired up, Kenneth. He's fired up with everything that has to do. Listen, every Wednesday night, what do? We keep it 100 here. Nope.
This is NFL Network.
Hey, this is David Kaplan.
Be at 20 for the Bears.
Exactly, Greg.
Oh my God!
This is crazy.
I am in heaven.
If the dude's a fucking pussy.
Concept-wise, his run game doesn't match with his pass game.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is only true.
This is Paige DeMacco, CEO of the Draft Network.
Rashid Davis, former Chicago Bears wide receiver.
Hey, my name's Rashawn Whitfield, the footwork king. What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Nall here with the Chicago Bears.
You keeping it 100 with Shane and Phil.
Keeping it 100 with Phil and Shane.
You're listening to my guys Shane and Phil on
Keeping it 100.
Listen, this Wednesday night, we have former Chicago Bear Eric Kramer going to be breaking down Justin Fields,
He's back.
Bill Lazor's play calls, what he felt like. Listen, Eric Kramer was the best, most confident quarterback I've seen under center since, and I've said this many times. I've said it before. I said it to his face since I saw Justin Fields get under center. Today, I saw that same poise, Shane, that same confidence, that same delivery. How about this play, Shane? We didn't even get to talk about him going back, showing effort, and getting on that strip fumble to save another possible turnover. These things fucking matter. The game matters to this kid. The other thing I want to point out that I don't think anybody has pointed out, maybe they did on Twitter, but I'm not on. Justin Fields runs over every time David Montgomery ran and helps him up every single solitary down. That's a teammate. That's somebody who's unselfish. He ain't worried about the next play call that Nagy. Oh, because Nagy wasn't calling him. He was worried about calm, cool. That's why you heard Justin say that. He's very calm on the headset. He's very cool because Bill Lazor is the better play call. But the leadership that Justin Fields is showing, the teammate, that shit trickles down at the whole team. That kind of shit really does matter. And I'm talking about the effort to recover the fumble as well as helping up a teammate that he recognizes is giving everything he got. If you didn't see my rant to begin with, all of my rants, Ron G, producer Ron G, who also put in the back, doing these great backdrops for Bears Hour Live, getting a new facelift here, new look. Let us know what you think about the new look for the show. I love it personally, so it's not going to change. But the reality is, let Ron know what a great job he's doing.
We just need a different picture of Fields up there. I'm not going to lie. We need one of him in
uniform. We need a game day feel. Ron's probably fired up. He's probably getting on it
Shane.
right now. Shane, you're making me work again. But I see what you're saying there. But that's part of it. And Ron loves that. But Ron is putting all of BHL DDP rants up there on our on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to capture those. Today was an emotional one for me as we go back before we end this show. The loss of David Montgomery is a big one, and it's clear and evident, as you know, the one network that has defended this guy with what? The merit of tape. We use tape to look at who David Montgomery was, not some blog boy troll who wants an agenda and wants likes and wants to go on and try to fucking break down film, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, never coached, never played, don't know what the rules are, don't know what the fronts are. That's why you got to be cautious. You got to be careful who you follow and what you follow, because at the end of the day, this network, people that we respect, there's other people that know what the fuck they're talking about too. I'm not taking anything away from them, but we usually have those people on our network because they do know what the fuck they're talking about, or we'll warn you and bring a Peter Bukowski on who doesn't know the run option. and the run pass option and all of that stuff. So we'll attack every angle of truth. My point is, I got emotional. I got prideful because David Montgomery has given his heart, his soul, and his passion for that team, and more so the city of Chicago. So this network is based on the truth. We all knew Bill Lazor. We confirmed it, obviously, but we all know what Shane is dealing with his son and how hard that is in everyday life. And you, the fan, are dealing with something too. Everybody seems to have some human obstacle, something in humanity, some struggle. So you got to know who and how to deal with people and be there. This network prides itself on being a family. Well, David Montgomery is a part of that family too. So the power of positivity, send that out there towards David Montgomery. Send it out there towards the Marsaw family and Riley Marsaw. Send that out there. By the way, Ryan Cox, Spencer Strong had a great MRI this week. So we have found out that there's no cancer again in his MRI, which is a huge, huge thing that I wanted to shout out. And all of you send in those prayers. It does matter. It does. I'm not a religious person. I don't go to church. My dad goes to church. He's always said, and I believe it, you got to have God in your life. And I do. I have conversations with God all the time. In fact, when I was a little boy, true story, I used to sit in church hoping it would end so I can get to the Bears game, even though it wasn't on. I wanted to see the score, but I would always say my prayers, and it always started with, please, God, let the Chicago Bears win today. Please let them win. And hopefully you all do the same. I can never thank you guys enough. This is one of the best things about this network, I think. The immediate reaction, the immediate analysis of this game. You had two amazing guests come on this show. You got all the promotions. We're going to be breaking down this tape. No one does it better. Nobody. I'll throw my hat in the ring with any of these fucking national guys giving their opinions and what have you. They are afraid to get embarrassed, like Shane calling out Dan Orlovsky. Hey, yo. Yep, you got me. You got me. And once again,
there's hope, guys. There's hope.
The hope is Bill Lazor, Shane, continues to handle play calls, and Matt Nagy confirmed that. If you're just tuning in, confirmed it today. And you also saw a cohesive, powerful at points, just bullying a Detroit Lion team that played hard against the Ravens. Let's just face it. This league, any given Sunday, is the truth. So if you're not prepared, you can lose to the Lions.
Easily.
You can lose to the Jets.
We've done it before.
Exactly. You can lose to the Jags.
The Titans just lost to the Jets today.
Exactly. So that's why Vegas has all these fucking $1 million gold ceilings. By the way, go use BetUS. Put in the code Shy City 125. Get 125% bonus. Put Shy City 200 right there in the bottom of the screen. Great job, guys. BetUS, proud sponsor of TTNL and everything we do. Go over there. If you're a betting person, you got the game tonight. You took a loss today. You bet against the Bears like I did. Go over and BetUS. Shy City 200 or Shy City 125. That being said, tomorrow, the Super 16 poll show with Chris Zorich. His name, Chris Zorich. And he'll be live tomorrow with me breaking down his top 16 college football teams in the land. Just for clarity, I'm being sent a message. He's still Spencer Strong, you could correct me.
Yeah.
Fuck up. He still has cancer. It just hasn't spread.
You haven't shut up. That's why I texted you.
Well, I was doing all the
I
business.
know. I know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just no
spread, for clarity. I'm not doctor on
yes.
television, not in real life. How about that?
Still cancer, but which is great news that it hasn't spread, and that's huge. Huge.
Exactly. News. That's what I thought I said that, but hopefully Iowa's number 3. I apologize for any clarity issues. I blame this guy.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys? And so when we all understand what the whys are, whatever that is.
I'm telling you, how stupid is that?
Thank you. I love my dad. He's all excited about the network, the shows, Berlissimo, Shane. He's saying prayers for Riley and you, everything of that nature. I think we've said it all. DDP's Tape Never Lies, Thursday. Bears Hour Live will be back right after the Raiders game next week. Please share the show. Smash the like button. Fuck the trolls. Fuck the blog boys. Show everybody the pride that you have in TTNL. And please, if you really love analysis and you want to learn the game of football, become a patron right there. An amazing job by Ron G, thetapeneverlies.com. Over 640 of you are right with us right now. It was up to like 691, and then all of a sudden, every time credit cards become just keeping it a buck. You have any final thoughts, Shane? You, and then I'll wrap it up. Final thoughts.
Goodbye.
Oh, that's Shane's final thought. With 553 of you still with us,
Did you say you're going to wrap it up now?
I'm going to wrap it up. I have to. I don't want any more kids. No, in all honesty, today was a day of victory. It was a victory because Matt Nagy decided to do something he can't do. It's ego. Ego gets in the way of some people when they want to be something they're not. You see it in everyday life. For example, other networks take, copy, and try to be what we've done here. But Real recognizes Real. That's why Bullets and Edwin Lopez and Caden Whitlow and PJ and everyone down the line understands Matt Miller and Lewis Quinn, Matt Taylor rather, and Lewis Quinn. That's why they're here. Authenticity. Matt Nagy, authenticity will help you. As Gary Williams said, there's hope. There is. You did the right thing. You gave up play calling. What you didn't do is own it to begin with. The transparency that Chicago, the city, needs is somebody that's going to be a leader of men and put winning first, not their ego. I'm Draft Dr. Phil with my guy Shane Marsaw. We'll be back on Keeping It 100 Wednesday night. Former Bears quarterback Eric Kramer, as well as tomorrow with Christopher Zorich on the Super 16 poll show and any pop-up shows that we deliver this week. We're always surprising the patrons. Always. And next week, Saturday, X's with the O's, we'll be looking at those critical play calls. Look at Ron G. See, unbelievable, Ron.
You went from there
to look there. At that. I like how that moves. Look at it. Boom, 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 boom. I wish I could play curls to lead us out, but Shane's not happy with that. So we will say goodbye for now. Love you guys. Have a blessed day. God bless.
We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Doc and the smartest man alive. Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Doc and the smartest man alive. Chicago Bear coverage looking like the 3-4. Study film analysis you never seen before. They bring it to you live. Passion and stats. Roquan Smith 52, Khalil Mack. QB sacks. Nagy need a new plan. His offense sucks. He should stick to selling shoes, man. Hope the defense can hold us down. Maybe if he could roll out money, Mitch could throw a touchdown. If the coach keeps calling dumb plays, the fans want him out. Gotta be Green Bay. Apply pressure on Rodgers, fight each play. Tell Claudio to chill and smoke weed every day. Dissect the game plan with Shane Marsaw. Nagy gotta check the tape, but won't tell us what he saw. In draft, Dr. Phil blew reviews with the rant. Coach Atoshi said you gotta play with love and respect. Like, there's our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Doc and the smartest man alive. Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys Draft Doc and the smartest man alive.